everyone and welcome back to my channel.
This is Antoinette, and in today's video I am sharing how I DIY these Valentine projects using most items from Dollar Tree. So let's get started. For this project, I'm gonna use some of this cotton rope that I had around, and this is the first time I'm trying to do this, so I am so excited to see how it's gonna turn out. So I'm taking one of these heart signs that come in a pack of 3, and I'm gonna remove all these red things on the top. Then I'm gonna cut out these extra pieces at the edges. Now I will keep the heart down, and I'm gonna measure roughly to see how long I need to cut, but you could definitely take your time and measure it exactly. So I will cut each section, then I will untwist the rope into 3 strands like this. Then I will lay them horizontally flat, and I'm gonna need 6 sections. Then I make sure to bring them close together but still keep them sectioned. And once I finish laying them horizontally, I will go ahead and cut out 8 sections, but this time I will place them vertically starting at the middle. I lay them on the top of the first section, then folding up every other section like how you make bacon wrapped turkey method. And when I take the second section, I will fold up the first section and lay it on the top of the second section, and so on. I fold up every other section until I place all 8 sections like you see me doing. And once I finish doing this, I remove the heart from underneath it and I play with it, trying to bring the strands closer together. Then I place it on top of the heart again and I flip it upside down. And then I go ahead and hot glue everything inside the heart, making sure to pull in everything nicely. And here is how it will look. Now I will fix any gaps showing. And then to embellish it, I have these flower stickers from Dollar Tree. I think it will look cute to add on. Also, I need a couple of these leaves from Dollar Tree as well. But first, I need to add a piece of jute twine to hang it with. Then I'm gonna go ahead and hot glue the flower. And here is the finished look. I absolutely love how cute it came out. I know it's not perfect, but I love this idea. Let me know, guys, what do you think? Next DIY is really simple. I picked up this galvanized sign with this wooden heart attached from Dollar Tree. And what I'm gonna do here is that I'm gonna take some of this jute rope from Dollar Tree and make a few different size flowers by just adding a dab of hot glue to this end here, and then wrap it around few times with the add of hot glue. And once I am happy with the size, I just cut the twine and secure it at the back with some hot glue. And after I am done making all the flowers, I am gonna go ahead and hot glue them on the heart like you see me doing. And after the heart is complete, I decided to add these pearl stickers on each flower, and they looked so pretty. I really love the simplicity of this mini sign for Valentine's, and I think it will also look perfect for tier tray as well. Next DIY, I am using this Dollar Tree heart sign that I had for Canada Day, and I will be using the back side. Also, I have a couple more of these wood hearts, some jute twine, some floral stems, and all came from Dollar Tree, and some paint. After I remove the sticker, I sand it a little bit, then I go ahead and paint it with Rust-Oleum chalked linen white. And once it's dry, I go ahead and sand the edges a little bit to give it that finished look that I love. And then I take some jute twine and hot glue it at the back of this sign. Then I wrap it around few times and secure it at the back. Then I paint this wooden heart with some acrylic brown. And with a piece of paper towel, I wipe down the paint just to give it that tanned look. Then I tie a piece of twine to the heart. Also, I add this canvas heart on the middle here. Then I thread it under the twine like this. Then I go ahead and make a simple bow with this cute Valentine ribbon, and I hot glue it right here. I also decided to add one of these pearl beads on top of the bow. After I secure this twine here, then I go ahead and add some greenery. I'm just gonna weave them into the twine and play with it until I get the look that I love. And that's it, guys. This is the finished look. Absolutely beautiful. Next DIY is this Valentine topiary. I am gonna use this planter that I had around the house, and I'm just gonna hot glue some jute twine at the bottom here and wrap it around the planter until I get close to the top. Then I will leave about 1 inch unwrapped. Then I hot glue some of this ribbon from Michaels around the top. And once that's done, I take this red heart-shaped foil balloon from Dollar Tree and some of these Dollar Tree roses. Then I'm gonna go ahead and cut these roses out. I tried to cut them as close as I could. Also, I cut the green part as well. Now I'm gonna use some hot glue, making sure to let it cool for a second and gently press the flower on the balloon. Then I continue doing same thing until I cover the whole balloon. I did not have enough of these whitish roses, so I will just do the front and later I will finish the whole thing. And once that's done, I go ahead and fill my planter with some tissue paper. Then I add this floral foam and then top it with some of these pebbles. Then I take this towel. I will just wrap some burlap ribbon around it. Then attach it to the topiary and then stick it in the foam like this. And that's it for this DIY. I really love how beautiful it came out. Next project is so adorable. I really love when I use recycled items. So here I trace a big plate onto this cardboard. Then I come back with a smaller plate and trace inside the bigger one, trying to make a crescent moon. Then I go ahead and cut that out. And here is the shape. Now I'm just gonna hot glue this jute twine right here, then wrap the twine around the entire moon, adding a dab of hot glue every here and there. And once I get to the end, I cut it and secure the twine with hot glue at the back. Then I decided to just dry brush it with some white paint. And here how cute it already looks. You can leave it as is or add any decorations you prefer or have on hand. I had this burlap flower long time ago and I'm gonna take one flower from this Dollar Tree bundle. Also I need few different sizes of these wooden hearts from Dollar Tree. And I'm just gonna paint them with some pink and cashmere tan colors. Then I will wipe them down with paper towels so they can dry fast. Then I'm gonna go ahead and embellish this crescent moon. And here is the finished look. I absolutely love how it turned out. I think this will look perfect to have on all year round. For this project, I am gonna need 1 square frame, and I got this canvas frame from Dollar Tree, this wastebasket from Dollar Tree, this metal sign from Dollar Tree as well. It comes in a pack of 3 signs, some florals, and some paint. First thing I'm gonna do, I will try to remove all the staples from the back of the frame, but as you can see, it's so hard to do that, so I am just gonna use my utility knife and cut the canvas out like you see me doing. And once I remove that, I am gonna go ahead and paint the frame with this acrylic black paint along with this XOXO sign. And while I let them dry, I go ahead and cut the wires off from around the basket like this. And please make sure to be extra careful while you're doing that. And once I am done cutting, I will carefully stretch it out a little, trying to make it look even. And once the frame is dry, I place it on the wire, and then I go ahead and cut the wire out. Then I'm gonna use this stapler to secure the wire at the back of the frame. I couldn't find my staple gun, but I thought this will do the job as well. And then I come back and cut out any excess wires that are sticking out at the back of the frame. Then I flip the box and use some E6000 and glue the XOXO sign on the middle right here. Lastly, I go ahead, use some floral stems to embellish it. I got these flowers from Dollar Tree, but feel free to use any flowers you have on hand. And here is the Amazon dupe. I think mine turned out so beautiful. For the next high-end DIY project, I am gonna use this Christmas ornament sign from Dollar Tree, some of this wrapping paper that I got from Michael's long time ago, one of these Valentine disposable plates from Dollar Tree as well, this love metal sign that comes in a pack of 3 Valentine signs, and some paint. So first thing, I am gonna remove this metal from the sign. And then I will cut this extra piece, try to make it just a round circle. Then I sand the edges a little to smooth out everything. And once that's done, I go ahead and trace it on the paper like you see me doing, then I cut it out. Now I'm gonna use some regular glue from Dollar Tree and apply it on the back side of the sign. Then I brush it all over the sign evenly. Then I stick the paper on the top of the glue and try to smooth it out with my fingers. I will allow it to dry, and while that's happening, I will take one of these plates and try to cut out the heart shape that is inside. I am gonna use this ruler cutter and go over it a couple of times. And here is the shape. I am just gonna sand the edges a little bit, then take it outside and spray paint it with this Krylon metallic pink. Also, I am gonna paint this love sign with black spray paint. And once everything is dry, I am gonna go ahead and sand the edges of the sign to give it that finished look. Then I hot glue the heart in the middle of the sign right here. Then I add some E6000 to the sign, and I found out that E6000 work better on these metal signs. Then I glue it on the top of the heart. And lastly, I use this jute twine to hang the sign. I just add some hot glue at the back, and that's it, guys. Here is the Amazon dupe. I think my sign came out so pretty. Let me know, guys, what do you think? Next DIY project is this cute beads garland. This was really easy to make. I just used some of these beads that I got from Canadian Tire long time ago, and I use them all the time. I need some cotton twine, and I need this wooden heart. So at first I'm gonna untie this end, then tie it around the pencil so the beads won't fall apart. Then I am gonna see how long I wanted my garland to be. Then I will cut it and tie the ends to secure it. And just for now, I will tie this end as well. Then I go ahead and make a tassel. I will use this cotton twine, and I'm just gonna wrap it around my hand about 25 times. Then I cut a small piece of twine and tie it right here. Then I take another small piece of twine and wrap it around the bundle close to the tied end. Then I tie it and cut the excess out. Then I cut through the bottom end of the bundle. Then I give it a shake. Then I trim any extra pieces. After that, I tie the tassel and the bead strings together, and for extra security, I add a drop of hot glue to the bead by the top of the tassel. Now moving to the other end, I have this wooden heart. I already painted it with some acrylic pink paint. So I decided to just use my Sharpie and write the letters XOXO on the heart. Then I hot glue the heart to this end right here and secure the beads with extra drop of hot glue. Here's the Amazon tube, and here is mine. I really love how cute mine turned out. Next high-end DIY project is this Valentine sign, and here's the Amazon dupe. I really love the simplicity of the farmhouse look that is on the Amazon sign, and I thought to try making mine with things that I already had on hand. So I'm using this Christmas sign, couple of these wall stickers, faux wood that I had from Dollarama, a dollar store here in Canada, and it comes in a pack of 8 pieces. They are 4 inches wide by 24 inches long. So what I'm gonna do here is super simple. I am just gonna measure how much I need to cover my sign and cut that out. Then I go ahead and peel the back paper and stick them on the sign like you see me doing. once that's done, I cut any excess out. Then I come back with the sandpaper and carefully sand the edges to give it that wood finish look. Now it's time to add the Valentine sign. I already spray painted with black spray paint, and I'm gonna use some E6000 to glue it on the sign. And that's it, guys. I just used some jute twine and hot glue it to the back. And here is the finished look. I absolutely love how it turned out. Next project is my favorite. I picked up these photo frames from Dollar Tree. This frame I thrifted long time ago for only few cents, and I am just gonna use these little words at the bottom here. This wooden heart, and I am just gonna cut out few hearts, some cotton twine, and maybe some paint. So first I will remove these words, and I am gonna save the frame to use it for another project. Then I will just turn over the pictures that are on the frame to the white side. Then I take these words and hot glue them on each frame. And for these tiny hearts, here how I cut them out. I used my utility knife and carefully cut around the heart like this. Then I brushed them with some pink paint. And once they were dry, I go ahead and cut some cotton twine and make a tiny bow. Then I hot glue the heart to one side like this. And once I finished all three, I hot glue them to one corner of each frame. Lastly, I have this burlap ribbon that I saved from another sign. I'm just gonna hot glue it to the back side of the frame. So I will lay the frames upside down vertically about 1 inch apart. Then I use some hot glue and glue the ribbon on one side, and as you can see, I am just gluing on the frame, not on the backing. That way the photos can be easily changed. Also, I left the back stand as is because I am gifting this frame to a friend of mine, and in case she wants to separate them, so she will be able to place them separately. I also went ahead and stapled the ribbon for extra security. And here's the finished look next to the Amazon dupe. I really love how cute this turned out. For this project, here are all the materials that I am gonna need, and everything came from Dollar Tree. First thing I am gonna do here is that I wanna show you guys this bundle of tiny roses that I got from Dollar Tree, and as you can see, the color is so bright, so I thought to share with you how easy it is to change the color to any color you prefer. So at first I hot glue a piece of floral foam on a piece of cardboard, and then I separate the flowers from the stems, and as you can see, it's really easy to do that. Then I take a toothpick, then I stick it into the flower, then stick it on the floral foam. Then I will take them outside and spray paint them with this rose champagne spray paint. And here how they came out. Now I am gonna go ahead and attach them back to the stems again. And this bundle I will be using to embellish all my projects for today. So for this project, I am gonna use 2 grapevine hearts. They come in a pack of 5. And as you can see, they are not same size. So I will pick one bigger and one smaller size. Then I will go ahead and trim some stems from the bundle. And then I'm gonna hot glue some greenery and few roses on one half of the heart as you see me doing. And I do that on the other heart as well. And once I am done with that, I put them aside. Then I take 2 of the giant barbecue skewers and I cut one to 10 inches long and one to 8 inches long. But at the end, you will see that I will cut them shorter. Now I'm gonna go ahead and paint the base pieces and the skewers with some acrylic brown paint from Dollar Tree. And then wipe them down with some paper towel. And once I tried to put them together, I noticed that the skewers were too long, so I went ahead and cut them 1 to 6 inches and 1 to 5 inches long. And to be able to weave them into the vines, I thought to cut the top of the skewers like this, trying to give them a sharp ends so then I can easily weave them into the bottom of the heart. Then I add some hot glue and glue it right here. Then glue the bottom of the skewer in the middle of the base. Then I glue more greenery at the bottom to hide all the glue that is showing. And once I finish the first one, I go ahead and assemble the second one. And here how they look. I absolutely love how cute they turned out. Next project is so easy to make and all the materials came from Dollar Tree as well. I will leave all the materials in the description box below in case you are interested. I love how beautiful this frame is. It has some texture, so I'm gonna remove all the backing stuff. Then I will put it on the side and work on this grapevine heart. I'm just gonna cut out some greenery and few roses from the same bundle. Then I go ahead and play with it until I love how it looks. Then I place it in the middle of the frame and I cut a piece of this burlap ribbon that I saved from another sign, then glue it on the top of the heart and then I glue it on the frame. And once that's done, I take more greenery and hot glue at the bottom as well. Then I make a simple bow with the rest of the burlap ribbon and glue it right here. Then I finish it up with another flower and some more greenery. And here is the final look, absolutely beautiful. Next project is also super easy to make. This time I am using 4 of these grapevine hearts, few more roses, some jute twine, and these heart ornaments. I will be taking them outside and spray paint them with the same rose champagne that I spray paint the tiny roses. Now while I let them dry, I am gonna go ahead and embellish these hearts, but this time I am not adding much, so I will just cut the greenery part off the stems. Then I glue 2 pieces on each heart and then glue 1 flower on the top like this. Then I do same thing on all 4 hearts. And once the heart ornaments are dry, I take a piece of twine about 2 yards long. Then I try to find where the halfway point is. Then I thread the twine through the first heart all the way to the middle. And then I secure it with some hot glue. Then I go ahead and hot glue 1 grapevine heart on each side of the first one. I just eyeball the space, but you could definitely measure the exact space. Then I go ahead and finish gluing the rest, alternating between the hearts. I also decided to add 1 tiny bow on each heart ornament. And here is how cute this banner came out. I really love the simplicity of it. DIY is this gorgeous love sign, and all the materials came from Dollar Tree. So I am starting with this sign, but I will use the bottom side, and I will go ahead and remove the label. Then I sand the edges a little bit. And with some acrylic brown paint, I dry brush on the edges and on the sign as well. And here I have the letters L, V, and E. And for the O, I will be using one of these Grapevine hearts. And to embellish it, I am just gonna use some greenery and top it with one flower in the middle. Now to assemble everything, I keep about 1.5 inches on each side empty and hot glue the letters in between them. Now to hot glue the heart is a little bit tricky, so I will try to trim the bottom straight. Then I will add a general amount of hot glue and hold it for a minute or so until it's dry. Then I go ahead and finish gluing the rest of the letters. And as you can see, I kept the letters natural, but later on I decided to paint them. Now I am adding these two foam hearts that I already painted them with some acrylic pink paint. But before I glue them down, I decided to glue some greenery first. And then I hot glue the hearts on the top of the greenery like this. So here how it looks so far. Now to hide the amount of the glue that is showing at the bottom of the heart, I decided to add some greenery, and I think it looks perfect. Now at this point, I wish I painted the letters, so I decided to paint them with this acrylic brown paint from Dollar Tree. And once that was dry, I used some white paint and dry brush on the edges just to give it a little dimension. And here's the finished project. I absolutely love the rustic look of it, and I think it turned out so pretty. Here are the finds that I picked up a couple months ago. I love going to my local Goodwill only when it's half off day, so I score all these finds and few more pieces for super cheap. I am starting with this wooden box that was $4, but I only paid $2. I already cleaned it. I really love the size and the quality of it, so I thought to give it a new look. So I am gonna go ahead and paint the whole thing with this chalked linen white. I'm not so crazy about these hearts at each end, but now that Valentine is coming sooner, I thought it would look fine. And once it's dry, I use some of these acrylic brown and gray paint, and with same brush I'm just gonna take some gray paint and dry brush it on the paper towel like you see me doing. Then I brush lightly all over the box. Then I do the same thing using the brown paint as well. I also dry brush the edges with the brown paint. Now that the box is dry, it's ready to be decorated. I love how it came out. Now I will be able to decorate it for different seasons. So today I am just gonna play with it and use what I have on hand, and maybe later I will change it to something else. Next find is this candle holder that was $2, but I only paid $1. This was really easy. I didn't do so much. I just cleaned it and removed all the wax that was sticking all around it. And then I decided to spray paint the upper part with this metallic gold paint and paint the lower part with acrylic black paint. And here's how it looks after I spray painted. Now I am gonna go ahead and paint the rest with black paint, then allow it to dry. And that's it, guys. This is the new look. I really love how it came out. Next one is this really great find that was $1, but I only paid 50 cents. I really love the shape of the sign and I thought to flip it to a Valentine sign. So after I cleaned it and removed the hanger, I will go ahead and paint it with this chalked linen white. And once the sign is dry, I go ahead and do same technique that I did on the box. Dry brush over it with some gray and brown paint. And on this sign, I decided to dry brush some pink paint as well. And while I let it dry, I take 4 of these wooden hearts that I got from Dollar Tree in a pack of 8 and use some of the gift wrapping paper that I had around the house. I am just gonna cut small pieces from each style. Then I go ahead and trace the hearts on each paper and cut them out. Then I glue the paper on the heart like this. And on last one, I will just paint it in this pink color. Then I allow everything to dry completely. Now that everything is dry, I go ahead and carefully sand the edges of these hearts to get rid of any excess paper. And by sanding the edges, I get this nice finished look that I really love. Also, I am using a couple of these felt stickers from Dollar Tree. So to arrange everything, I am just gonna play with it until I like how it looks. Then I will go ahead and glue them down. I also decided to add some pearl stickers around the hearts. Lastly, I used some jute twine to make a hanger and to make a tiny bow to add to this heart. Then for the hanger, I decided to add few beads on each side like you see me doing. And here is the finished look. I absolutely love how cute this turned out, and I think this will look perfect for Valentine's or in a nursery room. For this project, I am going to use 2 of these Dollar Tree signs. I got them for 50 cents each, I guess because some of the hearts were falling apart. Also, I am going to use some of these floral picks. These were new at Dollar Tree. Some floral foams, some thumbtacks, and some paint. First, I need to remove the hangers that are attached at the back to separate the signs. Then I will try to remove the glitter only on one of these signs. Because I will put one at the bottom and these ones go one on each side, and this one I will cut it and use it for the two ends right here. Now I will glue these signs together using some hot glue. Feel free to use some E6000. Then I will measure to see how much I need to cut for each end, and then I measure that on the sign. Then I go ahead and try to cut it. I am gonna go over the line a few times with this crafting knife. And carefully I'm gonna snap it one way and snap it back the other way. Then I trim any excess. Now to cover the red part, I am just gonna use some white paint and brush lightly over it. I didn't want to paint the whole thing because I really like how the edges look, also to match it with the other two parts. And once they are dry, I go ahead and glue them at each end. And to make sure everything is sticking together, I go ahead and add extra hot glue for extra security. Now it's time to make the metal end caps that go on each corner of the box. So I am using some of this recycled box that I had around the house. Feel free to use any cardboard you have around or any postboard from the Dollar Tree. So I decided to make them 1 inch wide and about less than 5 inches tall. So I am gonna measure these out on here, then cut them out. And once I have all 4 cut out, I am gonna go ahead and fold each one in half the long way like you see me doing. And once that's done, I take them outside and spray paint them with this Rust-Oleum metallic aluminum to give them that metallic look. And once they are dry, I use some gray and black paint and dry brush the edges to give them that age distressed look. And the easiest way to paint these thumbtacks is to pin them on a piece of cardboard like this. Now I go ahead and paint them with some darker color. Now that everything is done and ready, I'm gonna go ahead and glue these end caps, one on each corner of the planter box. Then I cut this part that is sticking out of the thumbtacks while they still on the cardboard. Then I go ahead, use some hot glue and glue 3 on each side as you see me doing. And once that is complete, I go ahead and add some floral foams at the bottom. Then add any greenery or flowers that you prefer. I am adding these gorgeous flowers that I got from Dollar Tree recently. Dollar Tree actually have ton of beautiful varieties. I think this is the best time to get some for spring or summer. And here is the finished look. I absolutely love how it turned out. Next project is really simple. It's this love sign that I had from Dollar Tree a long time ago, and I thought to just upgrade it a little bit. So at first I removed this ribbon that is attached at the back and I sand it a little. Then I go ahead and start tearing a few of the twine strands from the edges just to give it that unfinished look. Then I go ahead and lightly brush some paint over the burlap just to give it a little dimension. Then I brush on the edges as well. And once everything is dry, I go ahead and sand the edges a little bit. Then I go ahead and assemble them. I play with it until I like how they look. Then I go ahead and glue them together like this. And here is how I end up liking it. Now I will glue some of these Jenga blocks that I got from Dollar Tree at the back right here to help it stand like this. I also decided to add some embellishment, so I am using some of this burlap ribbon that I saved from the previous sign. And make an easy bow, I just cross the two ends like this, then I take a piece of twine and I wrap it around, then I tie a double knot and cut the excess out. Then I cut a tiny rose from this bundle that I got from Dollar Tree and glue it on the top of the bow. Then I snip a few leaves from the same bundle and glue them in as well. I also went ahead and glued few more bows as well, and I think they came out so cute. I really love the new look of this sign, absolutely beautiful. Next project, I will need one of the heart-shaped wreath from Dollar Tree, some of this burlap garland from Dollarama, few of these tiny roses, one heart ornament, some ribbon, and some paint. So for this project, I will only use these two rings, and I am gonna go ahead and cut the smallest heart and save it for another project. Next step, I'm gonna fold the burlap in half the long way, and I will hot glue the two sides together like you see me doing. And I will probably use about 4 yards of burlap. And once that's done, I will go ahead and cut the wreath at the top to be able to thread it into the burlap. I decided to wrap some painter tape around the pointy ends here to make it easy to go through the burlap. And once that's done, I go ahead and thread it through all the way to the end, trying to twist the burlap while I go. And once I get to the other end, I make sure to fluff it nicely and play with it. Try to make it even on both sides. And when I finish doing that, I go ahead and glue the two ends of the wreath back together where I cut it at the beginning. I decided to use this lace ribbon that I got from Dollar Tree and tie a simple bow, then glue it right here. Now to secure the ornament, I add a dab of hot glue here to secure it well. Then I glue the ornament to the wreath and let it hang down. I also add few roses that I got from Dollar Tree to the top and some greenery as well. Then I go ahead and use a dabber brush and paint the heart with some black and gray paint to give it that metallic aged look. And that's it, guys. I think this wreath turned out so cute. You have to let me know, guys, what do you think? I really love the farmhouse look of it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. It really helps my channel out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you on my next one, and until then, be well and have fun.